So welcome back to Decoy Noise, where I'm going to be covering another Am I the Antagonist thread that is, am I the antagonist for forcing my wife to take a shower? So in another episode of Furlough Decoy Noise, where I give myself a new tattoo every single day, I let my hair get as terribly messy as possible and let my beard kind of grow out into this patchy, stringy mess that is just shameful. So if you want to see me descend into madness, please make sure you subscribe down below, and also let me know which subscriber number you are, because it helps me track my growth, especially with the whole dropping 2 videos a day. Kind of want to see what that is. But I mean, enough with the fluff talk. Let's figure out if this guy's an antagonist for forcing his wife to take a shower. So, let's say what she's saying. She hasn't bathed, changed clothes, or done any household things since Animal Crossing and Doom released. I pre-ordered both and a few more things for her as a semi-early anniversary gift, and she absolutely loves them. Too much. I didn't say a word for the first few days. I understand the excitement, but once it got to close to a week, I made a bath for her, and she said she'd get to it later. Later as in 2 hours when the water was cold and she was no longer interested. After that, I'd remind her every other day before work, but no luck. I'd come home and she'd still be in the same clothes, playing something, and starving half the time because she would get too into the game and forget to eat. I'd cook supper and hear about her day, about which would always be about game accomplishments. She has no known mental health problems, and it's definitely not depression. In fact, it feels like quite the opposite. She gets super happy and excited about almost anything, and bad news is always faced with optimism. I knew she'd cling to games, but I would never have imagined it being this bad. Today she was able to start playing a new one, and I pre-ordered, and she admitted she's probably not leaving the room for a day or so. I outright asked if that she takes a shower before she starts playing, but that didn't go well because she's really looking forward to it. I had had enough. It's gross, and I had already moved to the couch a week ago. So I explained that if she wants to live that way, fine. I'll be moving to our shed. It has air conditioning and power, so it's not that bad at all. Until she bathes, and that upset her because she felt like she was being treated like a child and being forced to do things. I told her she's acting like a child and started packing my stuff. She swears I'm being a jerk, and I personally feel like I was slightly overdramatic, but I was pushed to that point. Bonus info, we're both in our mid-20s and have no kids, no intent on kids, and I have a halfway decent job, so she stayed at home long before the current situation. So, let's take this to decoy court, and I understand that I'm going to be passing judgment on people looking bummy when I myself is looking bummy. This is only day 1 of the furlough, and it's already getting bad. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm just having fun in a weird situation while I wait to try to get back to normalcy. But I mean, okay, so let's say my knee-jerk reaction before we get into some top comments, controversial comments, and then your comments as well is, okay, so Animal Crossing and Doom, this is probably the best advertisement for Animal Crossing, because I've been very on the fence. I'm like, look, you know, yes, I got laid off, or not laid off, furloughed, whatever the word is, or whatever. So I'm just waiting for work to come back to normal. But I was like, should I get Animal Crossing? I'm good with money, and I have some savings, so it's like, I'll be fine. So should I buy Animal Crossing? And I'm like, hey, if this person was just a regular person with no other issues going before this, and all of a sudden Animal Crossing is so good they stop bathing, eating, and going outside, that looks like it's a really good game. So I probably will buy Animal Crossing after this. But then also the idea that I had been addicted to video games before, where Diablo 2, if you guys are old enough to remember that game, good God, me and my buddy, who also has been on this channel and comments semi-frequently, Animal Crossing, oh my God, it was the best game ever. Like, I'm not Animal Crossing, I'm sorry, Diablo 2, like, we could spend so many hours playing that game, so I can kind of see where this could be a thing. With Animal Crossing as good as Diablo 2, then yeah, she's just not going to do anything. So she's just sitting there playing games, not getting out. And she said that he was already sleeping on the couch, so they're not even like together in close proximity. Like, it's gotten that bad. Should he have gone to that point where he's like being overly dramatic? I say yes, because the thing is, he probably communicated to her like, hey, you should take a bath every other day. You should take a bath. Hey, I drew you a bath. I poured it out and, you know, set it up for her so it can make it easy. Even with the Nintendo Switch, she probably could have put it in a Ziploc bag and still played the game while taking a bath. Like, he tried everything and she still didn't listen to it, so then he had to revert to treating her like a child and saying I'm moving out to make her finally do it when she was, like he said, acting like a child. And then also the idea that it's what do you call it, I guess, how do I phrase this without being a jerk myself or whatever, but it's like it's the only language she spoke. Well, we talked about that other video where it had to be social shaming to get her to do something. It's like he had to start treating her like a kid since she was acting like a kid. Could you imagine if he went the other way and just started yelling at her and took the game and hit it or whatever? There's a lot of ways he could have been the antagonist, but it seems like he handled it as good as he possibly could. So I mean, I'm saying decoy court, not the antagonist. But let's get to some top comments, because I mean, we'll see how this is. So the top comment is, he's quoting saying, "I'll be moving to our shed." So he says, not the antagonist. She should be the one to move to the shed if she wants to live like an animal. Just like Animal Crossing. I just looked up the release date of Animal Crossing. It was 3 weeks ago today. So the fact that she has not had a wash in 3 weeks is horrendous. It is horrendous, but let's move on. The reply is, but also a great review of this game, which I'll pick up. Never played an Animal Crossing game before, but holy smokes, it must be great. But yes, not the antagonist, OP. And like I said, people seem to kind of like this channel because I am not a robot reader. I'm just an actual person reading these posts or whatever. But honestly, my opinion is always like going to pop up in the comments at some point in time. So maybe this is the ultimate Turing test, like I always say, where I am a robot. This is a deep fake of myself, and I don't exist because obviously I only think in terms of Reddit with the way that I speak, the typos, the grammatical errors. It just doesn't sound right. So. Next reply, just make sure you shower and make a big batch of food before you start. Apparently it'll be the last thing you do in the last time you do it for a few weeks. Very true. Like, he's just, man, I really want to play some Animal Crossing now, man. So today's episode brought to you by Animal Crossing. So next reply, or next post is, not the antagonist. You say she doesn't have mental health issues, but trying to justify not bathing for weeks because of a video game released sounds like a mental health addiction obsession issue. Probably true, but it's like nobody here is a professional, and the OP's not trying to say anything, so it's like I think that he's being kind of correct in saying like, hey, she's never done this before, so I don't think it's like an issue or whatever. I mean, actual like mental health issue. Let's see. Next reply is, I work for a company that provides adult foster care homes. Many of our younger clients struggle with giving up a video game, time to shower. Just saying. Oh, okay, so maybe this is a real thing. And the next reply is, ew, by that commenter. My BF's son S'd him or crapped himself the other day because he had to use the bathroom but didn't want to get off the game. How old's the kid, though? I hope to God that your boyfriend's son is at least 5 years old. He's 8? Oh my God! See, if the kid is still in diapers or just got out of diapers, maybe he'll like have an accident. But if he's 8 because he doesn't want to play a video game, my God, Animal Crossing must be amazing. Okay, so let's just get to the next comment. Not the antagonist, but your wife is 100% suffering from depression. Just because it manifests itself in positivity doesn't mean she isn't depressed. I'd really recommend encouraging her to seek some kind of help, and you need to be extra supportive. Making her take care of herself kindly is sometimes necessary. I have to do it sometimes with my wife as well. She gets into a state where she doesn't take care of herself like she normally does. So I always know if she's suffering from a bad bout of depression when she stops doing the basics like showering or brushing her teeth. And what And one of the things that they're saying right now is just make sure that, well, I heard this from myself, is like, hey, even if though you don't have a regular, like, I don't get up, get dressed and go to work and go out or whatever, still have a routine, still take a shower, still take a, put pants on, put shoes on. I am wearing these slippers right now, but I mean, whatever. What do you call it? Like, I still have pants on right now, like still took a shower, so hopefully that, you know, having a routine helps up, but it does sound like this is probably true in the sense that make sure you have a routine, make sure you're still doing that stuff. And the next reply is, it sounds like addiction, more like addiction than a depression, so maybe true, definitely game addiction. Yeah, I don't think we even had to like have a question of if she was addicted to something or not. I mean, it was very clear that she was addicted to this game. So let's get to the controversial comments, because those are always more fun to read. But also, what I have the most fun reading is the decoy coy voice, where I read the replies of the decoy coy, which are the subscribers, your voice or whatever. So we'll figure out how we can kind of put that in a video and what frequency we should do it. But let's look at some controversial replies, because let's see what's going on. Not the antagonist. That is straight up disgusting. I wouldn't be sleeping in the same bed as someone who didn't shower for one day, let alone a couple of weeks. Very true, very true. Well, wow, that's just effed up. You are not the, oh my God, that's a hard way to read it. Still, they say spray with a hose or whatever, not the antagonist. Act like a child, get treated like a child. Also, your wife needs a job. Whoa, see, what the heck, dude? Like, why do you gotta bring that in there? And let's make this clear. I usually don't read the the usernames, whatever, but this guy's name is Randall Flagg. I will say right now that I've read the comic book version of The Stand, which is kind of what's going on right now a little bit. But Randall Flagg is like the epic antagonist or whatever, so I'm guessing that's a troll post right there, because that guy's username is basically Diablo, like bad guy or whatever. So I mean, yeah, this is probably not a regular post. Randall Flagg, are we the only ones being downvoted here? Whatever. So I mean, let's read over a couple more right now. Let's see if we can get this one. This guy says gamer girls, am I right? See, it's like a lot of projection, a lot of people just putting their own ideals onto things or their like weird opinions. So, but that's why like we have an open forum that is Reddit, where anybody, correct, incorrect, politically correct, or just jerk or nice guy as it is, anybody can post on here and be seen. I like that. So next post, not the antagonist, but your wife is 100% suffering from depression. Wait, no, that's the same post from before. Okay, so the next post, not the antagonist. She's being beyond disgusting. She cares about her gains more than her health, her hygiene, and more than you. And you know what? That's why it's like, you know, you don't want to give us like, we're saying like, oh, I'm a doctor and I know that she's going through depression, but it does kind of sound like she is going through some level of depression. Like that's not, if she says this isn't common for her to get this into a video game and all of a sudden this video game's taking over her life, she's probably suffering for that. So I mean, should I reach out and get her help? Yeah, probably. But I mean, it's kind of hard. Like, I don't know if you can really go see like a psychiatrist right now or anything for that matter, but you know, maybe just hitting this head on, them actually having a conversation about, hey, you have an issue right now with video game addiction, and maybe that will finally resonate with her. So I guess I wish we had more fun things to say about this, but this was a more serious topic. So I mean, drop your comments down below, but also if you made it this far in the video, consider subscribing down below, letting me know what subscriber number you are, because that's gonna help me kind of track the growth through my furlough situation. Check out that video over there. But yeah, let me know how you feel about this new content, how you feel like about me becoming as bummy as possible, and where I should put the next tattoo on a very place that I wouldn't do if I had regular work right now. Let me know in the comments.